Hi, Sylvia. Great to see you today.
Hi. Hello. Thanks for having me.
And thank you for coming back. So we've already, if anybody's been watching our episodes, we've already spoken to Sylvia about tapping and the benefits of that. And Sylvia covers so many different areas. And the other area that we're going to talk about today is breathwork, which I think is really fascinating, can really help people. But just a little bit about Sylvia. If you haven't seen the other one, please go and watch it. Sylvia is a health and well-being consultant and facilitator, works with corporates, individuals on loads of different areas. And we are today talking about breathwork, which you are a practitioner in. So thank you for coming along again and talking to me.
Thanks for having me, Sandra. I'm looking forward to this conversation.
Yeah.
This time about
So
breathwork.
brilliant. So audience are really, it's around careers, and breathwork, I think, is really fascinating because there's so much that you can do with breath, isn't there? So be really great to talk to you about your experiences about breathwork and how maybe people could incorporate that into if they're going for interviews or anything, or actually even day-to-day life. So it'd be really good to chat to you about that, Sylvia.
Yeah. So breathwork it's kind of getting a bit more out there, a bit more and more popular, and you hear people using it a lot more, also in corporate. But I definitely do a lot of workshop with corporates where I deliver breathwork. Breathwork is great because so I'm trained in a very dynamic breathwork, so it's very similar to the conscious connected breathwork. And it's very fast, very dynamic, and what the breath work does when you breathe really fast, really rapid breath, it brings a lot of oxygen into your bloodstream. Yeah.
Okay.
So imagine if before you going for an interview and you do 2 minutes, 3 minutes of really fast breath, it's going to really energize your entire nervous system. It brings fresh oxygen into your bloodstream. Your focus is like woo, it sharpens, and it's so effective. It enhances your focus by, I think it's 50%. I've got it somewhere 50%? On my slide. Yeah, I've got it somewhere on my slides that I recently was doing workshop on. Presentation, it's about 50%. It really sharpens your focus by 50%. So it gives you plenty of energy. You feel alive, you feel energized. You're not going to need a coffee. And with that kind of state, you are going to do really well.
Yeah. I love
You're
that.
going to be very focused after 2-3 minutes of rapid breath. I mean,
it sounds great. And I want to know more.
Feeling.
So what you said at the beginning, dynamic breathing compared to something else. So can you just explain that a little bit?
Yeah, so you've got so many different breath work out there.
Okay.
You've got the box breathing, but the one I'm doing, it's conscious connected breath work. I call it, it's dynamic because it's really fast. And essentially you are, there are 3. You breathe into your stomach, where your stomach has to literally expand as you breathe in. So it's like, but your tummy has to stick out quite a bit.
Oh, right. That's quite hard to do.
It is. And you feel like, this is not natural, but trust me, when you get into the rhythm, you're in it.
Right. Okay.
Nothing else matters. You're really in the breath. You're doing it. It's somatic because you're working with the body. So, and also, I forgot to say, it will release this anxiety and stress you're having about the interview as well. Yeah. It's very powerful. So it's not only gives you a sharp focus and alertness, but it will also bring the anxiety completely down. You know,
interesting.
It's fascinating, and I witness it all the time. But the breath is 3-part breath. You keep your mouth slightly open. You have to have your mouth open to inhale the oxygen, to give yourself the boost and energy that you need for your interview.
Feel yourself sitting up straight when you do that.
I know. I know, it's brilliant. And so you put one hand onto your heart, on your chest, the other hand on your stomach, and you breathe in like this, but your stomach has to be out. So you stick your
Right.
belly out and then you draw the breath from your belly, you expand your chest and then
Yeah.
you breathe out through your mouth. So it's, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And imagine doing this. I mean, in my workshops, I do this for about 40 minutes.
Wow.
I mean, but that's completely different
Yeah,
workshop.
of course.
For when we're doing this in the corporate, it's about 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's just fascinating how this very simple tool can really change your state of your body, your mind,
Yeah.
and your emotions. It's
And like you're saying, focus the mind. And I've just felt myself sitting up straighter as well. So
yeah, and
that whole sort of taking that
totally,
breath in.
it's like yeah.
Yeah.
And I tell you something. I mean, I love meditations. I meditate.
Yeah.
Or I should say it's a visualization. But doing breathwork will get you out of your head, because sometimes in meditation, your mind is like going and you pull it back and then it goes again. And you're just fighting. With breathwork, none of that. Because when you're breathing like this, first of all, your brain will go, what the heck is going on?
What are you doing?
Yeah. And it will try to resist and resist. I tell people who I work with, please just stick with it. It will take 2 minutes, sometimes 3, for the brain to realize, she's not dying. It's safe.
She's safe, yes.
Yeah. The brain starts to calm down. And once the brain starts to calm down and realizes, okay, this is safe, you will not be in your head. The analytical, critical mind will shut down and you'll be it's amazing feeling. You will not be thinking about your lunch or the interview that, it's stressing you out. You'll be fully in the body, bringing the energy into your body, feeling alive. You'll feel a little bit lightheaded at the beginning. Normal. That's normal. It only takes 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Then your body starts to just go, okay, this is good. I like this. And the feedback from something like this.
Really? And what do people say when they do it?
They feel
then?
this is euphoric. This is like so energizing. I'm like, wow. Sometimes people say, gosh, this is like better than sex. But honestly, people saying, I'm so energized. I've never felt like this before. Like, what is this? How can this tool, this breath that we're all breathing, how can this transform the way I feel and the way I can function now?
And I suppose just thinking about people that are sports people, if you're then going to run a marathon,
athletes use this, same as visualization.
Exactly.
Why can't we use it,
And are we so I'm asthmatic, and I often hear people say you don't use your whole lungs to breathe.
No.
So I think that's why it fascinates me as well. So this is using all of your lungs.
Belly. All of your lungs, the belly, you're expanding your belly out. And at the beginning, people are like, oh, I don't know whether I'm doing this right. But when I'm doing workshops for a community, let's say, and we lie down, we have obviously more time, we do an hour, and they lie down. It's just more easier to get into. You can do it sitting up, but eventually you'll find your own rhythm and it works. And sometimes people, it helps actually, not just for interview and meetings and getting people engaged by doing breath work together as a team. Can you imagine that? Amazing. When you then talk about your experiences and like, wow, so engaging. But also it helps with grief. And that's how I come to breathwork.
Really? Okay. So how did that support you and help you then through grief?
When you're grieving, I can only speak from my experience. I felt this emotion is hard and rigid. And it felt almost like a log, dark, kind of like an object from my neck all the way down to my waist. And it was heavy. This was after my grandma passed away. And it was there and I was stuck in it. I couldn't do any work. I was just in a bit of depression, to be honest. But I was guided I found breathwork somehow online. And when I started, doing it, I've noticed that it helped me to soften the emotion. And that's
Oh,
all I
interesting.
needed. Grief needs to be shifted and moved. At least for me. I don't know for other people, but it needs to be like shaken. And so the breath, it's like you
Yeah.
move it. And
Yeah,
over
yeah.
time, it got softer and softer so that I could breathe a little bit lighter, so that I could function
Yeah.
that little bit better.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So breath work will help
Yeah.
massively with grief. If you're grieving, if you're experiencing sadness, depression, it helps you move the emotion. And what I love about it, no words needed. It's not like you go into a therapy. You don't need to talk.
And you could
There's
just do
no
it
words
whenever.
needed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you're
yeah,
feeling, you could
yeah.
just do it, couldn't you?
Just lie down.
Well, yeah.
Get your bum down.
Maybe not in the middle of
Yeah.
Tesco's, but
No, not in Tesco. When you're
but
in
I
your
suppose you
home.
could do it standing up if you were feeling,
Yeah.
or like when we said
Yeah.
about the interview stuff. You could
Absolutely.
go into the toilets or sit in your car
Bathroom.
and do
Yeah,
it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And just really like 2 minutes of breath work will help you to
Yeah.
energize. Obviously, the intention, isn't it? I'm going for an interview, so that's what I'm working on. The grief and all the emotions are, again, different intention why you want to do breath work. But yeah, interviews, 2 minutes in before you go into
Yep.
your interview, or, a week before, you can just do little breath work there. But I would say, yeah, something really dynamic like this will transform your physiology completely. It's so
And
so
I don't,
amazing.
we talked about the tapping as well. So if you almost combine the two,
Which I do.
if you do,
I do. Of
I
course.
mean, that could be really impactful, couldn't it, on how you feel and how you come across?
It's something only yesterday I did a workshop for carers, and
Yeah.
one of the ladies said, "This is outstanding."
Really? That's
Yeah,
amazing.
she said it's outstanding. She said, "This is something I've never experienced before. How
And what
can
did
we
she
access
find?
this
Yeah. How did she
more?"
find was so great for her? What was,
It's the feeling.
the feeling?
I work with feelings and emotions. If we can transform your feeling from feeling bad about yourself, feeling anxiety,
Yeah.
whatever you're feeling, the
Yeah.
negative, low emotions, if
Yeah.
someone can help you to show you how you can transform it, my
That's
job is
amazing.
done. It's like, but honestly, I feel so grateful that I am able to show people, hey, I see you, I feel you, but this way. Try
Yeah.
this. And it's not for everybody, but
No.
for those
No.
who
Yeah.
are open to something more somatic, more human kind of approach. Beautiful.
And what about medical? I suppose from an interest point of view, obviously, because asthmatic and I've been like all my life,
Right.
and so can that help that as well? Or
Right.
you're not going to cure it, but
No. So if you, I always say, if you if you're struggling like with asthma and also if you're like already really agitated, please
yes,
don't do this. Like, don't do it, because this will agitate you even more. Then I would move
yeah,
onto the slow breathing, like a box
right,
breathing, yeah? Because
okay,
that will calm you down. Or gentle tap, yeah? Don't do breath work when you're already like so far down in like really, how can I explain? If you're in a deep trauma or deep, like
yeah,
really agitated,
yes, yeah,
there's something really raging. No,
yeah,
something a bit more calming.
yeah.
I had a lady with fibromyalgia in my workshop, and I think she said before the workshop was all really numb. I think that's
Okay,
one of the symptoms. And she said it completely softened her. Like she could feel her
really,
face. Yeah. If you're pregnant, you shouldn't be doing breath work like
right,
this as
okay.
well. So,
So if you're thinking
you need
about
to
doing it,
be
it's worth checking out your
absolutely, please
medical
check.
condition.
Absolutely. If you have seizures and things like that, I wouldn't recommend doing this. No. And I always say this to people who I work with. I always check, right? Is there anything that you're suffering with, any conditions? If you're feeling okay and you just really need that energy before your interview, you're not, you're just feeling anxious and, nervous, then go ahead. But not if,
there's,
yeah.
I get that. That's really fascinating. And obviously you've delivered a lot of this and made a
lot,
difference in
a lot.
some of the feedback that you've been talking about there.
Yeah.
Obviously has made a difference to people.
Yes. And I love that.
That's great.
And that's all I ever want to do, really, to make difference in someone's life and how they feel. Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
So is there, I mean, maybe you've done your top tips, but is there anything else that you would share? Or is there anything that we've missed?
I think I'd say just kind of always remember that you are in charge of your own mind and also your nervous system.
Yeah.
So find whatever works for you to go from that autopilot, state where you feel so stuck in something, and find something that can help you to work on your mind, to work on the body, to overcome. Because, I think that's quite important that we start taking more, charge of our body and how we feel.
Yeah, I agree. And also as well, I'm just thinking people going for interviews, and I hear quite a bit people can go for a lot of jobs, and there's been some stuff in the press as well, which can actually really knocks your confidence. So potentially these things that you've talked about could also support on that. So maybe you
100%.
haven't got that dream job, you've got that call saying you haven't got it. Again, you can, some of this stuff you could
it can
start
really
to
help
use
you to overcome those limitations, the feeling like, I'm not good enough, or I'm going to give up. You really can just take charge, and it doesn't have to be breathwork or tapping. It could be something else.
Yeah.
But just find something that can really help you to move from that state.
Yes. Yeah. That's brilliant.
So,
Thank you ever so much for sharing that.
Thank
That was
you.
absolutely fascinating.
Thank you.
I don't think we've really spoken about that before, so it's been really great to understand that. And what I will do, Sylvia, as of the other one, I'll put your details below. So if anybody's interested in finding out more, having a chat with Sylvia and what she offers as well in her business, then please get in touch, because I think this is, things like this can change your life in a way, can't it? The way that you feel, like you say, your mind and your body and everything. It's brilliant. Thank you very much for today. Really,
Thank you.
I found out a lot myself, so I found that really helpful.
Thank you so much. I'm
No
glad.
worries. Speak to you soon. Take care. See you later.
Bye.
If you like the video, make sure to like, subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any future uploads of Career Voices.